Hi everybody, and welcome back to Rusty Crumpets. I know it's been quite a while since I put a video up. Unfortunately, I had some life stuff happen the last couple of years, so that really put a dent into things. But I think we're back now, so keep an eye out for some more videos. I've got, let's see, I got a 64 MG Midget. I got to show you a 75 Triumph. Made some progress on the Studebaker Hawk. So we should have at least a couple more videos coming up in the next month or so, hopefully. This though is the seems to be the mandatory Harbor Freight parts washer mod video that everybody seems to do. So I thought, well, I'll throw my 2 cents in. Might as well. And this is a legit Harbor Freight one. I've had it about 5 years. Finally cleaned it out. And oh boy, I do not recommend going 5 years on a, between cleanings. That got ugly in a hurry. And you can see, I'm not going to go through the whole assembly. There's so many videos of that. I'm not going to bore you guys with those details. I didn't really do anything different than anybody else, except for just a few small things that I really liked, so I thought I'd share them with you. You can see it's on the dolly. Okay, so we did that. Got the fuel filter, oil filter off to the right side. And I'm going to do some close-up work now, and we'll show you what I did on this. Alright, so we're back here, and here's the inside after it's been cleaned. It actually looks really good. If you guys seen the 2 inches of crud that was in the bottom, oh boy, it was really bad. This has been cleaned like this for probably close to 3 weeks. And it still stinks when I open up the lid. So that solvent really got into the paint and stuff. So every time I open the lid, it smells like it's full, but it hasn't been. Just a couple of tricks I learned the hard way is this weather seal on the lid works really well. Just make sure it's really thin. Get the thinnest stuff you can get. Don't get the spongy stuff. Because what happens is, it builds up down here. If you have the thick weather stripping right along here, the lid doesn't close. And you can kind of see there's some residual from the old lid, and that's because I had thicker stuff on there, and it kind of melted in after a while and gooed up. But now it doesn't. So now it's flush. There's no wiggle room. Sits flat. So I like that. One of the things I did that most of the other videos I saw didn't do is I don't hate the wand. There's some hate going on for it, and that's fine. It's just personal preference. But a lot of the wands come out about here. And I didn't like that because I'm always putting parts in. I'm right-handed. So then I'm banging off this thing or whatever's there. So I just moved it right above the old outlet, right straight above the pump. And I really like that a lot better. Just gives me a little more wiggle room, and I can still reach everything. It still goes wherever I need it to go, so that's fine. It had the added benefit of coming out here, and now so I have a top set fittings, and you can get a side set fitting too, but then the lines don't cross. So by putting the wand here and coming in and out, and just a cleaner look. I really liked it a lot better. Seems to work and function fine. Again, everything else is the same as probably what you've seen on other parts videos on it. One of the things I didn't see, I saw it on one video, I shouldn't say that, so there's one video, and that's here. Let me see if I can pop this out one-handed on the filter. And it's fighting me, so I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. Got the filter element. Now the filter is crap. I mean, it kind of sort of does its job, but it falls apart on the edges. You can kind of see it's fraying a little bit, and that stuff can get inside the pump housing, get around the armature. Just, it's stuff you don't really need in there. And I was trying to think of what I could use because I didn't really like the Scotch-Brite pad. I thought it looked terrible. First of all, and I wasn't sure how good it would do. This is not screen door screen. So what you're seeing here, it's a wire mesh, and it's actually called a stainless steel cloth, and it's not cheap. I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to go down to your your big box home improvement store and get a sheet of this stainless steel stuff. So I had to order it online. Everything else I could pretty much find locally, but not this. And it's not cheap. I had 3 6x9 sheets. I think it was $10, so about $3 for a 6x9. And I cut it down to fit. And I cut 2. You can see that one there. And I think it looks, 1,000% better than the old Scotch-Brite zip tied onto the holes. But the big thing was I used stainless instead of the plastic or aluminum, because some solvents react adversely, especially to aluminum. And if you use some water-based solvents, which I don't do, but this will give me the option if I ever want to switch up. I can use water-based, but water-based solvents will eat up aluminum, and sometimes it'll react adversely. It'll start foaming. It'll do some funky stuff. So you got to be real careful. So I went ahead and went with stainless steel on it, and I have to refill this, but it looks like just blowing a little air through it, the flow seems really, really good on it. So I'm not anticipating any problems. I'll let you know if it is. I think about the only other thing, I added a couple of clips for the gloves, just magnetic clips, also from Harbor Freight, and that worked well. And this darn thing down here, this oddball fitting, I found one locally, but boy, I had to go to about 4 places because it's kind of got that odd metric fitting in there that comes out of the drain plug. But I did get one, and that's just a ball valve. I just left it like that, and seems to work just fine. I can either put a hose under there, put a bucket, or whatever I want to do. I guarantee it won't be 5 years before I use it again, because that was terrible. And I think the last thing, I think you can see it here, and that's the yellow tape is what I'm pointing out. So right there's yellow tape, and I've got it also on the inside up here. You can't see it on this one, on the fittings. There's some right there. I use that yellow tape, so that is solvent resistant tape for oils and solvents and things. And if you don't use it, if you use the blue or the white sealing tape on there, it will dissolve and it will get particles in there, and you'll end up in your filter or your pump or your solvent or whatever you're using. So I always recommend, it's like $3 or $4 a roll, so comparatively it's quite a bit higher than that $2 for 5 rolls stuff, but you'll be a lot happier with it if you do that. And I think that's about it. So I've done and got out of the way my Harbor Freight parts washer video that everybody has to do, so I did mine. So now it's somebody else's turn. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. RustyCrumpets.com. Keep an eye out for some more videos, and we'll see you down the road. Thanks, guys.
Rusty Crumpets.